Have you ever noticed how Brazil is a country where spirituality and science meet in such a unique way? In a land where religious syncretism blends indigenous, African, and European traditions, Brazilians have a holistic view of healing that goes beyond the physical. And believe it or not, this isn't just about ancient rituals or faith. Psychotherapy, for example, has been gaining ground as a tool for mental and emotional transformation, often aligned with spirituality. Surprising? What many don't know is that the combination of psychological therapy with practices like meditation, family constellations, and the use of crystals and medicinal plants has become the key to balancing mind and spirit. In this video, you'll discover how Brazil, with its accessible public healthcare system and the spiritual openness of its people, offers a unique approach to healing both soul and mind at the same time. Ready to learn some secrets that could transform your life in a practical and immediate way? Then stick around, because what's coming next might just open doors you never even imagined.
Religious syncretism in Brazil is a unique expression of Brazilian spirituality, where different beliefs merge, creating a diverse mosaic of faith. In Brazil, Catholicism, brought by European colonizers, encountered African religions like Candomblé and Umbanda, which were shaped by the traditions brought by enslaved people. Additionally, indigenous beliefs, with their strong connection to nature, played a fundamental role in shaping this spirituality. Today, many Brazilians find in syncretism a way to transcend religious divisions, seeking a broader, more inclusive spirituality that goes beyond traditional religious boundaries. This fusion of beliefs isn't just theoretical, but is part of the daily lives of many Brazilians. It's common to see people lighting candles for Catholic saints, while also participating in Afro-Brazilian rituals or following indigenous practices like using herbs and traditional prayers. This integration allows for a spiritual dialogue where the focus is not on the religion itself, but on the transformative impact it brings to individuals and society. This clear example of how Brazil values spiritual diversity naturally leads to understanding other holistic and healing practices that are also gaining popularity in the country. In Brazil, spiritual and holistic practices like meditation, yoga, and Reiki have become increasingly popular among those seeking alternative ways of healing and self-development. These practices are seen not only as paths to physical well-being, but also as ways of spiritual connection, aligning body and mind. Meditation centers and yoga retreats are common in many Brazilian cities, offering people of all ages a refuge from daily stress. Additionally, Reiki, a practice that uses hands-on energy healing, has become a standout natural healing method, even offered at some government-run public health centers. Family constellations, for example, are one of those practices that have gained significant attention in Brazil, offering insights into family and emotional conflicts by reconnecting with past generations. Many Brazilians turn to this technique as a way to understand and transform negative patterns in their lives. For those looking to explore these practices, joining a meditation retreat or seeking a family constellation session could be an excellent first step. The growing interest in these approaches reflects Brazil's openness to new forms of spirituality, paving the way for a revival of older traditions like those of the indigenous peoples.
Are you enjoying the content? Our channel is showing you a contemporary Brazil, far beyond the stereotypes of a country of samba, football, beaches, and caipirinhas. A vision from someone who lives the Brazilian reality, from someone who knows that this is a country with the capacity to be a world power in several areas, all in light, easy to understand language. We ask for your support to continue improving, send suggestions, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to receive news from our channel. Leave a like, as this encourages us a lot. Thank you.
The spiritual traditions of Brazil's indigenous peoples are being increasingly recognized for their depth and connection to nature. Elements like ayahuasca, an entheogenic brew used in shamanic rituals to promote self-awareness and spiritual healing, have attracted not only Brazilians, but also foreigners, seeking transformative experiences. This appreciation for Indigenous traditions reflects a growing desire to reconnect with the natural essence of life, something modern societies often overlook. In Brazil, these practices thrive in harmony with other forms of spirituality. Many Brazilians, in their search for holistic practices, turn to the ancestral wisdom of indigenous peoples, understanding that this connection to nature can bring healing beyond the physical. Besides ayahuasca, the use of medicinal plants and spiritual healing rituals are deeply rooted in indigenous culture and have now become part of a broader view of spirituality. A practical example would be joining an ayahuasca ceremony, which is offered at various spiritual centers across Brazil, or exploring the use of healing plants in alternative treatments. This pursuit of spiritual harmony naturally leads to an appreciation of African-rooted religions, which also share this connection to the natural world. Candomblé and Umbanda, Afro-Brazilian religions deeply rooted in Brazil, offer a unique form of spiritual connection where nature, orixás, deities, and rituals play fundamental roles. These religions, brought by enslaved Africans, blended with Catholicism and indigenous traditions, creating a diverse spiritual path. In Candomblé, for example, practitioners connect with orixás, deities associated with elements of nature like the sea, forests, and rivers. In Umbanda, syncretism is expressed through spiritual entities that guide and protect followers. For many Brazilians, these religions are not just faith practices, but a way of living in harmony with nature and ancestors. Candomblé and Umbanda temples, found all over Brazil, are spiritual havens where healing rituals and celebrations are regularly held. These rituals often involve offerings, dances, and songs that foster a deep connection with the spiritual world. Moreover, respect for and devotion to nature are central to these traditions, which many Brazilians find a path to spiritual balance in the midst of modern life. Those seeking a deeper connection with the world around them can visit a temple or participate in a ritual to learn more about traditions that honor the relationship between humans and nature. This immersion into Candomblé and Umbanda sets the stage for exploring spiritism, an equally influential philosophical movement in Brazil.
Spiritism, introduced to Brazil by Allan Kardec in the 19th century, found fertile ground to grow and expand impressively. Today, Brazil is the largest spiritist country in the world, with millions of followers who see this philosophy as a bridge between science, religion, and philosophy. Spiritism, with its focus on reincarnation, communication with spirits, and moral improvement, offers Brazilians an approach that goes beyond faith, encouraging study and charitable practices. Spiritist centers are spread throughout the country, many of which offer free spiritual treatments such as passes, energy cleansing, and obsession therapies, aimed at restoring spiritual balance and healing.
Figures like Chico Xavier, one of Brazil's most respected mediums, helped popularize Spiritism, making its teachings accessible to millions. Through his works and Spiritist writings, he delivered messages of hope and comfort to people from all social backgrounds. For those looking to learn more about Spiritism, reading works like The Spirit's Book or visiting a Spiritist center could be a good start. Spiritism's focus on spiritual and moral progress deeply resonates with the Brazilian search for a more balanced and harmonious life. This quest for self-awareness is also reflected in contemporary practices like astrology, which has gained increasing popularity in Brazil. Astrology has been gaining more and more popularity in Brazil, especially among younger generations, who seek to understand themselves and life's challenges through the stars. On platforms like Instagram and YouTube, it's not uncommon to see Brazilians discussing their zodiac signs and mapping astrological transits to make important decisions or simply to better understand their emotions and relationships. Horoscopes, once casually consulted in newspapers, are now taken seriously as tools for self-awareness and personal development. Many believe that the stars can guide their spiritual growth, helping create greater balance between mind and body. This practice has deep roots in the search for answers beyond the physical realm, connecting humans to the universe. Workshops, personalized astrological readings, and even consultations with astrologers have become common in Brazil, as people seek to understand aspects of their lives such as career, love, and health. A practical example would be creating your own birth chart, a detailed analysis of planetary positions at the time of birth, which can offer profound insights into personality and life purpose. The search for self-knowledge through tools like astrology aligns with the growing popularity of alternative therapies in Brazil, such as using crystals and herbs for spiritual healing. In Brazil, the search for natural therapies that involve crystals, herbs, and other elements of nature is part of the spiritual everyday life of many people. These practices are viewed as ways to balance energy and promote spiritual healing, blending seamlessly into popular culture. Crystals, for example, are used to harmonize environments and promote emotional and mental balance. It's common to see Brazilians using crystals like amethyst or quartz in their homes or during meditation, believing that these elements can channel good energy and ward off negative vibrations. For those wanting to try it out, a simple practice could be carrying a crystal with you or placing it in a space where you spend a lot of time. Herbs also play a significant role in Brazilian spiritual and holistic traditions. Herbal baths, including plants like rue and rosemary, are used for spiritual cleansing, while herbal teas are consumed to promote physical and emotional well-being. These natural practices are deeply rooted in Brazilian daily life, especially in communities that follow Afro-Brazilian or Indigenous traditions. For those interested in exploring these methods, preparing an herbal bath, or visiting local markets where herbs are sold with usage instructions could be a great starting point. This connection to nature and its elements intertwines with the growing search for expanded consciousness through medicinal plants in Brazil.
In Brazil, the demand for psychological therapy has significantly increased, especially as people begin to recognize the value of balancing mental health with spiritual practices. Many Brazilians seek therapy to address emotional issues, traumas, and internal conflicts while continuing to explore their spiritual beliefs and traditions. Psychotherapy, whether through cognitive behavioral, psychoanalytic, or other approaches, has proven to be a powerful tool for those wanting to understand their mental and behavioral patterns. At the same time, this modern therapy often resonates with spirituality, creating an integrated approach to healing.
The growing acceptance of therapies that combine psychology and spirituality reflects Brazilians' desire for more holistic care. Psychologists who incorporate elements like mindfulness, meditation, or even discussions about faith and spirituality offer a more complete form of support for their patients. A practical example would be seeking out professionals who use transpersonal psychotherapy, an approach that integrates mental well-being with spiritual development. For those who wish to harmonize mind and spirit, this combination of psychological therapy and spirituality can be a transformative path. In this way, Brazil continues to expand its spiritual horizons, where science and faith walk hand in hand in the quest for balance and healing.
So you've seen how Brazilian spirituality goes far beyond what you might have imagined, right? From traditional practices like medicinal plants and candomblé rituals to the integration of psychology and spirituality, everything here is designed to help you find balance and healing from the inside out. Now, what will you try first? Maybe it's time to reconnect with nature, explore therapies that align mind and spirit, or even allow yourself the experience of a sacred ritual. The choice is yours, but remember, the path to a fuller life starts with one small step. Have you thought about what your next step will be? Comment below which of these practices caught your attention the most, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content, and let's keep this journey of self-discovery and spirituality going together. Are you ready for this transformation?